Hello. How y'all doing? Try to get all my lights on. It looks like it's fairly well situated. I thought I'd show y'all a flip through first. Dr. V was not in access range for yesterday's video, but quick flip through. These are just blank pages just because they haven't had anything put on them yet. This is matcha tea dye. Some of these are themed toward the week they were in, like Ireland and Aztec, another Irish. Most of these are on the free printables that are linked below. I try to do one a month, maybe 2 a month, and they're usually themed after what we're working on. Here's another Ireland, and I found, and it's about the clover paintings I did. And I happened to find Sweet Clover, a song, old music that I had. Obviously another clover. I did a lot of exploration these weeks with Celtic symbolism and things like that. And then last week I did some, what did I use for that pink? I do not remember. It must have been on the jelly plate. Yeah, it was, because I see the marks. And I just went through and decorated, just added some layers on these pages. Because then when you go back on a day that you don't really feel create at all, you just pick up one of these pages and add to it. And I'm going to cough all through this, I'm sure. Some days with a journal, these are the most fun to do. And then I think I skipped a few pages. You don't have to go in order. Looks like wings. Look at this one. It's a perfect butterfly. So, this is a great journal book. And the links are in the description below. I think you get two for $11, 2 for $15. The good thing about it is Coptic stitch bound and glued real good here. It comes with a removable cover. But the beauty of it is that each set of pages opens flat instead of a book that opens like this and you got to contend with this roll. So that's it, but we're going to work on that a little bit today. And this is the book that gave the inspiration to Aztec. This is a special kind of paper, believe it or not. You put the washing machine in the dryer over and over and over. And of course, y'all know me. I was in a hurry, so I only did it once. But it will age. And it'll get spots on it. And it'll look authentic. Now, this is my field notes journal. Dr. Victoria RoseBloom is a botanist from the 18th century, 19th century, and she time travels. And I found her book in an old dusty bookstore in Paris. And that is the inspiration for this whole little series. Her book was nasty, messy, coffee cup stains, who knows what else. You know, bug splat, who knows. But inside, I just pick a page here every once in a while and share what she was thinking. And then we come to the journal that we're making as field notes and do something for us. So this book is made with elastic binding so that you can take pages in or out if you choose. If you've got one that wants to be perfectly flat, you can slide it out, work on it, and then slide it back in when it's dry. All of these are papers that I printed or coffee stained. Remember, this is kind of emulating an over 100-page book, so it's going to have some stuff. It's going to have some stuff. And this is a little, you got a pocket here for some tags. And a belly binder, I think that's what they call it. Some more pages just waiting for creativity. Here's an example of a tag. And you can write all over the back of this. This is what a journal is designed for, is for writing. And so you just write anywhere there's a spot, and it's my job to give you a spot. So like you could write all over here. Another belly band with a tuck spot. I'm not into a whole lot of words, but occasionally I do. Like this quote, keep your curiosity in all things. It's hard to read because I can't see. Not just in your specialty. Okay, that was a Dr. Victoria's. Here's a page on the Aztec, and this is using the free printables. And this is another from the Irish Republic. It's fun to research all this. This is some of the Celtic imagery and words that, let's see, this was to the people of Ireland. It's some kind of an agreement about the provisional government going back 100 years. More Celtic type artwork. And more. And this is one of my little paintings. I think she looks very Irish. And an actual postcard stamped from where are we? Ireland. And just some more of the background stuff. Old book pages. And here's one that is a typical field notes journal where they take notes about what they've seen and done. And a field notes book doesn't necessarily have to be about plants and animals. It can be about, you know, a restaurant that you stopped in Paris, or, you know, just, let me see if I've got anything else back here. I think that's as far as I have gone. And that's a jelly print. And this old tape, my goodness, look at that. I guess that's all. I'm in a silly mood today. Okay, so there's that. Uh-oh, darn it, I forgot. Hang on, I will be right back. I'm back, and then I'm going to say hi to everybody coming in. Why don't we do that now? Excuse me, and where's my phone? Hello, Miss Joyce. This is my moderator. Is it hot enough for y'all out there on the West Coast? Alrighty. This is a project that I had for May where I used Robin McClendon's printables, and my goal for that month, or our goal for that month on the design team, was to make a journal with her papers. So naturally I got kind of involved in mine, but here we are. I think we're done with the actual book itself. Remember how I had wrapped this paper up and over and it looked awful? It looked like masking tape. So I took it off where I could. I used Golden's Nicolazzo, Quinacridone Nicolazzo gold, yellow gold, and painted a stripe around because I knew it would blend with her paper. And then I took scraps of her paper and made a washi tape that I could fold over the edge. This book can fold like that. It can fold like this. And I think my favorite is this, or this. And I have a closure here because if you fill it full of stuff, it's going to get, kind of chunky. This is coated in a real thin coat of Decor Art Media. It's their matte medium, and it's really, really good. I love using it. And it's almost given this book a leathery feel, which kind of goes with this book, you see. So you open it up, and you have a nice big pocket right there. Felt like it had something in it. And you open it up, and then open it up again, and you have another big pocket here. Now here's my plan. And y'all know how my plan goes. This is too big, but I think you'll get the idea. I've been teaching myself Procreate. So this is from Procreate. And I'm going to have something like this posted here in the middle. Go ahead and fold this down. Now, this batch goes over there, and this batch goes over here. Now, when those are closed, this is kind of a gatefold book. The butterfly body will be all you can see right here in the center, plus a few of these geometric lines, which incidentally are sacred geometry. I'll get it in a minute. Okay, so then every time you turn a page, you'll get a different butterfly here using the same body. And the same here. Oops. And the same here. I haven't decided yet what to do with these. I might just leave them for writing, for journaling. And then when you come over to this side, you've got the same thing. But you could also do this. Now, what this does, nope, it doesn't work that way. Never mind. I was thinking you could flip these and match the butterflies, but you can't. But here's my crazy plan. You know those mix and match books where they're cut into pieces on the inside, and they're kids' books, and you get, sometimes they're created with a picture of a kid. And the bottom piece that turns sideways, turns final, is the, and then here's the body, and then the head is on the top. So you might get a little girl in pigtails wearing a soccer shirt and a pair of flip-flops for the beach. So you mix and match those. So what we're going to have here is mix and match butterflies. And then you've got the same thing. This one flips over. You got two sets of those. And then writing space here. So, isn't that cute? Now, this is designed by moi to fit in this book. Let me find a center, like right here. And it fits just like so. So you can do everything you want to do with it. You can write in it, and it's part of the bigger journal. So, isn't that cool? I'm tickled with that one. You decide kind of where you want your up and down before you start. Like this leaf or whatever this is kind of looks like it's going up, but we're going to pretend it's a dead leaf getting ready to fall. These are Robin's printables, and her links to those are, I think there's 20 or 24 each month for $6. And you can print them and use them as many times as you want. Ta-da! Yeah, I love those flying cherries. Okay, so which one are we going to do first? Where are you? Here are the maple leaf printables for the month. This is an actual old postcard. And these are from jelly print that I made. And you can print these many times and make tape out of them like I put around the book. We've got Japanese maple leaves. So this is to trigger your imagination. Here we've got that. Here's the heading to the first maple week. I painted maple trees 3 or 4 times, and then each one of the weeks, the Mondays gets a different background. I would get it out in a minute. And the maple wings, whirly birds. And then we've got another one of my paintings. And this is just free internet clip art. So you've got plenty there to, and here's what happens if you don't set the printer. And then I've pulled some of Robin's stencils with the goddess writing. I've pulled one of my examples. That. And my friend Lynn Wessel sent me some old stuff, old typewriter book. I had to check my plug-in. Old typewriter book, some scraps from one of her journals, an old tag, and I think this is from a journal page in a book she sent me, and just some scraps. Mixed media artists don't ever throw anything away. And I got this out because A, I miss her, and B, some of this stuff looks really, see? Ha! Look there. Except that might be poison ivy. I thought I might get you can find a maple leaf in here, but I don't. Let's see what's. Well, there's some orange leaves. See, you can just cut out something like that and start your page with it. These projects are for fun. We've all forgotten to have fun. And there's Japanese maple, it looks like. No, barberry. But you know what? Colors work. And this is a stencil. I couldn't find Robin's. I mean, that's no surprise in my studio. But this is one from AliExpress that are real letters. And I found some stencils. There's a leaf, of course. I had another one pulled out. This is just some postal stamps. Oh, here it is. How lucky, I found 2 leaves that went together. And made stencil. You'll see this used on my eggs. And after a while, you get the coolest colors. This is on a piece of lightweight mylar. And you get really cool colors from the paint that you've used. All right, so set that over there, over there, over there, over there. Okay, now then, let's see what we got. Sometimes you'll be lucky enough to find an old book text that actually talks about whatever it is you're doing. But I think this is probably a romance novel. And I know I'm going to use one of these for it. I don't know, I hate to use that for a tag, but we'll see. You could do thirds. I don't want to waste any of it. Wait a minute. Oh, there's something else behind there. You know what? These sewn together would make a nice little book to stick in one of those pockets. Okay. Old paper that's aged. And I bet you that she aged it because it's got flower prints on it. Flower color. So this is out of a botany book of some sort. Old book. Okay. Yeah, those aren't close enough to maple leaves. So I'm going to put that over there and that over there. And over there. Ooh, good colors for insert. Now, the reason why I brought the Japanese influence in yeah, I know, aren't those cool? Those are Stencil Girl products, Stencil Club. Once a month, I think it's $25, and you get 3 different sizes of stencils in some theme or other. But the reason I picked Japanese stuff is because Japanese maples are extremely popular. And they're all over the world. So, you know, my affinity for Japanese. So there you have it. Let me get this up here. Maybe. Take another one of my peels. Seems like that's all I do. Better living through chemistry. All right. Now these pages are crooked until they get full, and then they'll begin to hold themselves in. See, for those of you who might be new, you just take something like this and slide it in, and then you've got all that writing space on the back. Pick a page, any page. I think I'd rather use that by itself somewhere. Now, the thing to this is do not overthink it. If you see something and you like something and you think it goes there, just put it down. We're not thinking. That's the provision. If you think too much, you get undecided, and that glued down real good there. I use glue sticks. They're drier. Well, that didn't stuck at all. Whoever did this page didn't do that good a job, did they? Now, did they? No problem. Just pick one, Victoria. Just start right here. And as always happens, I start with a completely clean, well, you know, cleaned off desk. And then within 5 minutes, it's Missed it. So I'm just going to dig in. This is 1960s era onion skin paper, copy sheets. It says it's on there in red. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they come for you, bad boys, bad boys? I think I'm going to tear. That's kind of organic. Use a ruler when I trim, because that gives me a rough edge, a little bit of a rough edge, and those rough edges will just tear since you started yourself. I don't like cut edges if I can avoid it. Ooh, look, there's another one of those. And I know, oh, there it is. Here's my old vintage masking tape. So what you do is you take cheap ass paint from the Dollar Tree. It's real clear, you know, like the old fashioned cellophane. And then you lay it out on a piece of wax paper. And then you put shellac and or alcohol ink on it to make some good papers. And then you've got this piece that's also good. What's underneath or what's left. It just looks dirty and cringy. Scissors. So that will go right here, and then I'll flip it over to the back. And this I use, this phone out of the way. This is, boy, what a nasty bottle. You can buy clean bottles, but I think it would just end up the same. This is art glitter glue. Everybody loves it because it's a little bit thicker PVA, and it this nozzle is a dream come true. So I also like to put wrinkles in it. Oh, well, that's already good. Well, it's not because you didn't glue it down good. What? Oh, you know what? I did do that. Oops. Oh, God. And I'm going to have to make that go uphill, so I'll just make another rough fold like that. Good enough for who it's for. Okay, I'm not gonna glue that down. Put the pen back in the bottle. Can't tell you how many of these stainless steel pens I've lost. It's quiet out there today. We'll pick up some more as the hour moves on. This 50% cotton, I think, or maybe all cotton, I don't know. Onion skin is pretty tough. So if you ever see any sitting in somebody's garage or at a flea market for less than, a small fortune, grab it for me and I'll pay you for it. So you don't have to hoard. Quit sticking. I just happen to have some deli paper. Deli paper is what's used on sandwiches at delis and stuff like that because it's waxed, usually just on one side, and it makes real good prints, as you can see through it. Okay. How many times have I said that so far today, Joycey? This is called a mask, where the outside of the leaf makes the leaf in these little parts. And they're both kind of half and half mask and half stencil. I don't need that just yet. I'm going to use Distressed Oxide brush corduroy. It's a little bit of a yellowy orange color. And I'm going to pull out one of Tim Holt's little brushes. Now there. Make sure I'm in the screen. Stenciling is not hard if you know that you don't take a paintbrush and brush it like this, because you'll get ink under the stencil. And even though I mostly don't want perfect, if you do want perfect, keep that in mind. Since I'm using ink instead of paint, and now I think I'm going to go with something darker. Let's see what we got. We got some. Let's go with Vintage Photo. I think I really want to see some of the outline around the leaf. All the materials that I use are listed below. Did you just move? You did. Get your butt back on there. There are no mistakes. Now, if I had wanted to or thought about it in time, I could have put a little piece of tape to hold that. And then I could have flipped the stencil up with, see if I've got another one out. Hickory smoke. Now then it shows up better. And you're not even the star of the show. How do you feel about that? I think I'll put this one on this page just because I can. This time I think I'm going to pull. I'm going to stand up because my oxide box is holding the video camera. I pull 2 pinks instead of oranges. Candied apple. Come on, orange. Rusty hinge is a good one. Yeah, no, I can only prep so much. Raspberry. We'll try these. Had to make sure my leg was going to sit down with me. Well, for those who don't know, yeah, it's Joyce's job to keep the you know what I mean. Keep the chat going. I will get it out in a minute. I'm not going to put that on there square. Do I want a piece of tape? Maybe. Until I get up there. Rusty hinge is a pretty color. And for those who may not know, these ink pads are called distress oxides because they contain a formula of pigment, which is ground up stones. It's like dirt, ground up rocks, and it's made with clays and stuff too, but it's made from earth products, and the pigment will dissolve in a glass of, not dissolve, it mix in a glass of water, but it will settle. That's pigment. I'm not sure any of y'all ever played with mud, but I do. And you can take ink or clothing dye or something like that that's a dye ink, and you can mix it in the same kind of water, and it will stay mixed up forever because it is soluble. And with the interaction of the two and whatever else they put in there to help it, they one oxidizes the other. It's the strangest thing. And so when you get them wet, spray them. They create kind of a cloudy look. Okay, tape off. Well, let's do all this in here. And they're kind of different colors together. Okay, get the tape here. That's kind of why I don't like doing that. But easy enough to line back up. I think that's good enough for who it's for. Something my daddy used to say. Okay, we'll just put the lid back on that. These are cool because this flops down and it pulls back up, hold it up, and then you get the lid on and then the bristles get messed up. Over here in the pile. All right, now we got a little bit going on there. Let me see what I've got over here. These are the Seth After chalk paints. Ooey, ooey. Except you're not going to use orange, are you now? This key lime is fun. I'll lean up here and get a woo jelly clay. These are gelatin plates that we use for monoprinting. It just takes a little bit, and then you roll that out. You turn it over, and you just print a little bit. And it just puts some stains of paint, and that's not really very much of it. You got more that time, baby. And if you get too much, the way I'm doing it here, rather than putting it on the page. Ooh, I like that, the texture that it makes. And then this has a little more paint. I'm just using it like a stamp. And then just leave it or flip a page. I'm just going to put it right here. These make the same kind of monoprints of the days of Edgar Degas, when you had to carve what you wanted like this and then run it through a press to get. Okay. I think we're done with that one. Let's see, let's put a little bit. Let's see if I can get some off here. Nope. Put that away. Now I'm going to spray a little bit of water. I'm so glad I did that. Now, see the cloudiness? That's where the two colors are oxidizing. That's what the company calls it. Some kind of. And since the inks are water soluble, they will react. Now, if I really wanted to, I could come back in on this leaf and outline it in, I don't know, black ink or something. It's a pretty color. Let's put some of this. I've got says 4 new colors coming. These are fairly thick. They're mostly opaque, and they are flat matte, which is fun to have mixed with then I can reload my brush. And we're not thinking, remember? And you just leave that on the plate. Different kinds of paper bring out different kinds of things. Leave that for a minute. This is some of my practice Scottish writing. I'm going to dry this since this paper is old. See where the mice have been chewing on this one? I have a good imagination. Just a little pop of purple. Cute. Cute. That piece of paper has the imprint of a leaf on the back of it, so that would make this from the day we were in Fort Smith. Our little art club was in Fort Smith and at RoseMary's studio, and she had us making echo dyed paper for the project. So that was fun. Now this is so stark against that paper. I'm looking for some spray stain. No. I guess I could get up and reach. It's right behind the computer. It pains me to get up and search. Okay. Use a little bit of pumice stone. This is the same distress spray stain. The colors are the same throughout their line. Got one with a lid. How amazing. Yeah, I'm just going to block that. Right on that page. The little gimme toys. Do, 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 do. I find my forward line. It's right there. I don't like things centered. It's too predictable. I'm looking through here. I need to use something from the printables pack. I think I'm going to use one of these. If I can find one of these brushes with water. I'll pour water all over me now. That's enough. That's all I want to do. I try to keep a, whoops. One of those squeegee things. I can't remember. Getting old. Pipette. Or pipette, some people say. All right. Water brush. I'm just going to go right around the edge of this with the water. Now, if you're using an inkjet, which I am, don't ask me why, because I've got a color laser sitting in there too, your ink will run. So just know that and use it to your advantage. Now, once you've got that off, you can come back and fine tune it, get rid of that white. Don't put it in your pill bucket. My pill bucket happens to be a dog food container. I know, too much information. It's because I used to keep them in those little cute little yogurt things that Randy eats all the time. Little jars. They break real big on tile floors. So, I've been relegated to the kids' side of the room. Excuse me. Okay. Oh yeah, look at the colors just kind of blend, which is what I like. Let's just go ahead and get the other one while we're at it. Wonder why the person that did this didn't make a threesome. I'll have to ask. I better look at chat. Hey, Deborah. And Tori, damn it, I never can remember your real name. I think I would after all these years. And all you lurkers out there, just say hi in the chat. You don't have to talk and carry on because we're just filling the air. YouTube likes to see a lot of conversation. And it doesn't matter what it is. That's why Joycey's over there talking about cherries falling from heaven. Time for me to meditate, according to my watch. We have a very, very strong, almost family type friendship with people that we ran with in high school. About 15 of us got together the other night at somebody's house, and somebody who was willing to do all the prep work and everything. I guess that could go like that. And I've decided I'm going to teach them some kind of an in-person class. I think that'd be fun. Okay, what do we got going here? Let's see, we've got the rollerball. 49 pairs of scissors, I know that. I don't want to go digging. Let's see if this still works. This is Crayola's Make a Marker kit. I'm just going to sketchy because the paper is old and it will soak up. It will wick the color if you let it. Nothing exact, just I kind of lost my leaf in the. Besides that, it makes it look a little bit more like a skeleton leaf. Then, Joycey. Crayola has some good products that can be used for this kind of stuff at very little cost. Nope. This way. Yeah. Let's see there. And for those of you who don't know, if I ever use this stencil again, that ink that's on there will reactivate. And usually it's just added cool stuff, you know. Oh, cool, I got a present. That's where making journals and doing journals like this is fun, because you get to experiment without it costing anything. Because you can make a journal out of most anything. You can make it out of junk mail and letters from the IRS if you happen to have any of those. Nope. Whirligigs. They're also called spinning jennies in England. That's what I found out doing research. I'm going to use my glue stick. Well, let's see. I think it'd be better if you put this in first. Now, I have a little trick, and I want to get it over my line. I put this sucker where I want it, and then I glue the top edge. Press that down. Now, when I get ready to put the rest of it down, I can just lift it up and add two. And that way I know exactly where I want it. And that's got a split right there. But it does kind of go crooked, which is fine. The page is still a little bit damp. And still got some peels left. Okay. Good girl. I have filled several journals that are just, I mean, they're just, put back on that. Things I've made. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, like an old journal I found at Goodwill. It was just a book to write in. It wasn't really anything fancy, you know, like 50 cents a piece or something. And I've filled that whole thing twice. I got two of them. And while I am not an abstract painter per se, some people like that kind of thing for decorating. Over what I like to paint is realism. Not everybody wants a face staring at them in the dining room. Anyway, you can look through there, and any of these type of pages can be enlarged and painted for real. Kind of like going to Hobby Lobby and picking one. Oops. You may live in an area where glue is sticky and never dries, so you don't want to actually do it like I just did. Get a glue sheet to put under it so it doesn't get sticky. Let me see another distress plate in here. Okay. And this is my, what do I want to do with that? I want some of those itty bitty kanji stamps that you get in Japan. Mine are bigger. So let's use I don't really guess it matters. And they're probably not in the right order anyway. So, you know, just pick one. This is the red paste that is used, not with the plastic, of course, but to ink stamps in Asia. Okay. Wet wipe. Those little stamps that I want are just 3/8 of an inch or so. Let me see who's talking. Well, you don't have to be quiet around this. Deborah says she learned from her dad not to talk. Children should be seen and not heard. I didn't get that message. Come on now. Give me some of that red stuff. Ought to be enough. I'm going to cut off some of this. Around the edge. And I'm going to put this right there. This scribble is mine. Yeah, it's just scribbles. Robin's, of course, is better, but we did this in her class to learn how to do the goddess writing. We got a pretty good one. And I've got her stencils over here to use too. Well, that one had never been used. Poor baby. The book that, Deborah, were you here to see the book that I did using her printables in May? I'll show you again. I'll wait, do this first. Don't get ahead of yourself. Off what you don't want. Every art form that is done today and all the years back have roots in Asia. That's okay. Craft lunch. It's like a Chinese puzzle around here. Okay, I think we're done with that for now. Hey, how about that? I'll put it in the drawer where it belongs. Less is sometimes more. I got that stitch set a lot of years ago in an antique store, which kind of sold gifts and stuff too. I'm so glad I thought my page was not glued. I want to tighten that page up while we're here. There you go. And I'm going to see if I can get in there. Can't tell you how many pins I probably have here. Can't find any of them. Well, I mean, I know where they are, but it's just not that important. That helps a little. Now where's the cap? You were right here. Where did you go? Hate it when things like that happen. Well, there it is. I spy. You can quit looking for it. I found it. Okay, I'm calling quits on that. And I'm going to use this little postcard again with the water pen. You know what? I don't. Never mind. I'm just going to use a ruler. If you have an aluminum ruler with cork, use cork side up. That gets your blade closer to the printing. Robin McClendon gives away so much stuff. And then I'm on her design team, so I get even more. Thank you, Robin. Let's see. Rusty hinge. No. Like it makes a big difference. Fired brick. Now I'm just going to hold this. This is another Robin trick. You're going to hold this to that raw edge that I tore. And the fibers of the paper are loose now. Instead of like scissors, they'd be trimmed. And if you patiently do this, you will get just an edge of red. It's not in your face, it's just there. We want these things to look old. I'll use Robin's stencil on this page since I went to all the trouble to find it. These are available at iStencil. See, the 4-inch one is a single letter, I do believe. And she's got a new one coming out. It is it's Symbology. That's all I can tell you. I'm sorry. So sorry. Forgot what she called it, Hearth or something. All of her stuff is mystical. Now, if that blue on the stencil is ink, I'm going to have a kind of dirty purple. If you have a chance to take her goddess writing class, it's well worth it. I'm trying to be a good girl and put my stuff up when I get through with it. Okay, that fits right there. Let's just do it. I don't know where that came from, but it was part of my book. Skizzles. Did I put them back? No. The stencil mylar is very tough, but I didn't want to pull that little bitty piece off. Okay. Now, everywhere that Dr. V is sent by her muse has to do with one of her studies, fields of study. And that's why when she did Japanese maple, when she was doing maple, she was sent to Japan. So that's why the Oriental letters. I'll have to see what that went through. Okay, so there's Robin's. Hey, see what y'all are doing. Night, night, Tori. Hey, Patricia, you snuck in on me. I mean, I saw your comment, but I forgot to say your name. Okay. I'm trying real hard not to touch my iPhone where it gives me the opportunity to cancel. Hey, Patricia, if you find those little ones, they're on a little column. They're teeny tiny. Now I want this to look really, really old. I think I'm going to use this big one. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. I've got a bunch of printables on my Teachable link that go back to last summer's project when I was painting, doing a little more painting rather than journaling. This is fun. I didn't do that very good. I didn't trim it very that time either. I got it off. So I'm just going to, let's see, what am I going to do? I just wanted to hit it a little bit. Knock some of the white back. And there's another artist, Nick Bantock, who's worked on like this. And I'm going to do some Vicki style scribbling. It's better over here because I had a different kind of pen. But we're not worried about better, are we? Okay, we put the big leaf there. So I'm going to put this piece excuse me for belching in your ear. Okay, that can go right there. No, I don't have to make it that wide. No rulers, just eyeball. Better. Save that. I like it. Oh, scared me to death, BJ. The door is open, Mr. Man. That's also key for please come sit with me. Late afternoons, our elder Schnauzer likes to sit with me. What am I looking for now? You can also print these any size you want. And they are all ping files, which means if you do digital collaging, or all these cutouts are clear behind them, so you don't see any white, which is good. And that's not going to work. You don't have to deal with a white background. Since that's the white of the paper, you kind of do have to deal. I'm going to guess that. But aging it. Aging it. Yummy. Remember, this is over 100 years old. It's sitting in somebody's old locker. Okay. And I think I am about through with this page spread. I can't stand it. Let's see. Don't get carried away with the matchy. Now just put the excess down on a blank page. Hey, Teresa. Sister Spitfire. I like it. Now we just added to the grunge a little bit. Now see how this cracks? That's the paint we've used today. And when I get ready to use this for a print, every color that I've used lately is underneath. So you pull prints with all kinds of little colors. I don't know who it was, Deborah or Tori. These are Robin's printables from May. And you get, I think it's between 20 and 24 sheets for $6, and you can access them at any time. And I've got it in upside down from what I wanted, don't I? I wanted that to be, no, that's right. Like that. And it's also standalone, so you can pull it out. Standalone. All right, that's it with this book. With this journal, very quiet, low-key pages that are already coming unstuck, which means Vicki wasn't real careful. Okay. I kind of like this. Now, abstracty art is supposed to not tell you a story. You're supposed to figure out your own story. When I flip that page, I see a koi fish right here. There's his eye. So you want to give your viewer something to think about, something to go, is that a leaf or is that a fish? And you're standing in the background just grinning like a Cheshire cat. All right, I'm going to leave it open. You can find real good papers as well, and party napkins. I picked this up thinking, oh, that's pretty. I do use those a lot. All right, here is the notes book. It's not quite as grungy. And then you get stuff that's one of a kind and you don't want to use it. Save it. course, she printed it on her computer. Now, see, that is pretty there. What do we have? The other thing, now this you have to be careful because this is inkjet, so I'm not going to do it. Never mind. Then you can tear the ends off. Raggedies it up, and it also makes it look older. You can do that. You can do that. I like that better. And then this, let's trim this up, see where it goes. What time is it? 5:01. It's almost cottontail time. Not just that, but I got to work on my butterflies for this book because I need to get it finished. Is anybody out there using Procreate on your iPad? Anyway, I've had my setup for 3 years. It's already out of date, but I hear you, buddy. So now we put that there, and this there. It's not all matchy-matchy, but we don't want it matchy-matchy. Do that. I think that might be better. Don't get too married to it. You know what happens. You get stalled. Give me 3 minutes to go kill that dog. I'm teasing. I'll be right back. All right. The door's open. No, it's not. I'm sorry, I lied. Come on. Randy got us one of those screens that magnetically closes, so we can let them go out and almost close the door, and then they can get back in. But you don't want to leave the door open too long. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. And when I do framing or something like this, I always want to keep, what is it you want to keep? You want to keep whatever the top margin is or the side margin, that's what you want to keep. And then let the extra float at the bottom. That's just my little, they do that with framing when they're doing mats. They leave more room at the bottom than the top and sides, and it's supposed to weight your eye. Well, he just keeps getting louder, and the back door was not open. So let's see, what do I want to do here? He's the loudest of the three, so they let him do the barking. Well, I don't know. Minnie's pretty good at barking. And when they're ready to go out for their big walk at night, he whines. But they're so sweet. I get a whole lot of bang from my buck there. Let's try it again with it. That's not a very dark color. Either or. Hickory smoke. Do it a little more deliberately. There we go. That ought to do it. Okie dokie. Here we go. Where are we going? I don't know. Want some wrinkles. Let's see where I was. I can't find my white Princeton silicone thing that I like to use so much. When your paper is damp, for any reason, always put something else down over it before you scrape at it. This is operator error, not glue stick error. Now, one of the reasons that I want you to realize that this is for fun, you don't ever even have to show it to anybody if you don't, is that in the process of doing this, and all art is about the process, not the project, you will notice that your brain has gone on a little bit of a holiday while you're playing, because the part of your brain that says now you can't do it, or you should be crying instead of sitting there and painting, all that stuff gives your brain time to relax. So remember that this is one of the best art therapies that you can do. And y'all know my story, so let's see. I'm going to trim this manually, or trim it out manually. Maybe, baby. I think I like it better just plain. I got ice for you. Okay, now this is a vellum paper, so that means I'm going to have to use something a little bit stronger. Da da da. It feels like some kind of a parchment paper or something. Got a little bit of open time where you can move it around. Better see what y'all talking about. I have trouble with it, Perdicious, but that's your new name, Patricia. Have I missed anything important? Are we talking about marbles down the sewer hole? I am about done. Now, on this page, I don't need to distress this quite so much because the page itself lends itself to a little bit brighter color. Somebody's back in. You're not supposed to be in here, ma'am. See, she's already found something. Hold on. Where are you? She can get in here and out Well, that's the second time I look these over. So let's go for 3. Somebody give me a bigger office. There. There. Okay, now I told you that I would I'm just going to fold that over right there because I think it's kind of cool. Make sure I'm not putting 2 pages together. Doesn't hurt anything. Now then. If you want to distress something quickly, this is instant coffee mixed real strong with a couple of drops of alcohol to keep it from molding. You can just do that. The hard part's letting it dry though. And it needs to dry just like this so that it will dry from the edges in and it makes real neat marks. If I were to do it with a dryer, it wouldn't work quite like that. Let's see. And I have matcha tea. That's the green tea that Japanese drink. And I've got acorn ink that I made. Just boiling acorns. And again, strain it and put it in a spray bottle with some alcohol. All right, guys. I like it. I like it a lot. Do I have any questions? Yes, Deborah, we are. My story? Okay, I'll tell you again. Christmas morning of 2001, our brand new custom home caught fire and burned to the ground. It took 14 months to build it and 45 minutes to burn it down. And we woke up because our daughter, Sarah, woke us up. And while we were trying to shake the carbon monoxide out of our brains, she panicked, took off down the hall. Randy followed her. He fell down. She missed the back staircase and got into a dead situation and didn't make it. So that's the cause of my story, where it started. And after a near breakdown and all kinds of other stuff, my therapist suggested that I might take a look at painting as a therapy to get myself back. So I took up painting a couple of months after that, and it hooked me, and I haven't stopped since. I started painting, and then decided that, I really liked it. So I studied with the best teachers I could find, and I've gotten fairly proficient in watercolor, oil, soft pastel, and caustic. And then I decided to try mixed media. And my once neat studio looks like the garbage man dumped his truck in here. But I say all that to say that painting saved my life. And it really is supposed to be one of the best therapies for things that go bump in the night, you know, that you can't get off your mind. If you take up something like painting, I guarantee you they will go away. Or at least go away enough to give you a little chance to breathe. So that is the short version. And I haven't had the worst experience by far. Everybody's experience is different. And what is devastating to me may not be devastating to you, and vice versa. But people who have lost children are everywhere. We just don't talk about it because it's socially unacceptable. Nobody wants to think about things like that. So just be aware of that. You'll see signs sometimes. And there you go. And I lost my phone. Here it is. Yeah, it sucks, Deborah. It's the shittiest club in the world, and it's by invitation only. And I kid you not, every group that you're in, whether it's a Sunday school class or a craft class, there will be one or maybe more people who've lost a child. And we don't talk about it very much. I do, because there's so many people who can't. And I want to share the things that help save me. And in this ugly little book with all the grungy stains, and I'll get back to my real painting here one of these days. But this is sure fun. And I know y'all have seen the paintings, my paintings. Website, Vicki Ross Art, will hook you up to all of my social media platforms. And the gallery up there, you can see what I do. Guess who's home? Poppy. We've got kids coming in this weekend. Our daughter-in-law, well, where's my page? It's over here. Daughter-in-law with her daughter, and then daughter and son-in-law with their 5. That's staying in a motel, thankfully. They have to. We don't even have a bedroom. My studio is more important than having a bedroom. Hi. Drum roll. Any questions? Y'all have a good week. And we can watch yesterday's video because it's The Hounds of the Baskervilles. It's a painting I did after one that Jean Haynes did in watercolor, and I adore her work. And of course I can't do it, but then she's had 20 years or 40 years to learn how. And it's her style, not mine, but I did this one. Well, that page ended up looking real grungy. I like that. I'm glad I sprayed coffee on it. All right, I'm going to leave it to dry, and I will see you guys next week on Tuesday. And my little ending thing is going on now. So, bye.